Well, this afternoon, after a busy old hunt round St Mary's in Stansted, doing the old start of the Norman churches, I find myself in my workshop, and I mean, is there a better place for a chap to be on a Sunday afternoon, whilst it's all going on up there in the it's not, is it? It's just lovely and peaceful, which is great. Yeah, I'm going to just starting to make a crossbow. Yeah, I know it's just a bit of 2 or 3, but you'll be surprised. See, I've already drawn as a whole. That's for the trigger mechanism. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Yeah, there's a bit here, notch cut out of here for the bow stave, for the stringing 3/4 hole going to be going in there. Taper this stock up, or the tiller as it was called. This is just happy days. And look at it, it's all just waiting to be used, and it's lovely and covered in sawdust, and you know, I can taste it. It's brilliant. Happy days. Well, it's a classic summer's afternoon, isn't it? Look at it, just peeing it down, but I don't care because I'm in the dry. And so I've just actually I've drilled through, and this is going to take a dowel. It's going to be the release trigger, and I've cut a 45-degree notch in there. So the dowel just set his piece here, which is actually a little bit too wide, so I may have to thin that down. It's going to go into there. That's the beginning, and that's really basic, isn't it? Oh yeah, but there's the hole here, and this is where the actual tie this is where I'm going to tie this all up, so there'll be lots of string going across here. This is going to be this is where it's going to accept the bow stave, which is going to be made out of PVC, actually, pipe. So here we are. We have a very old school tiller for a crossbow, and I mean, an error already because I've drilled that too small for the dowel, but actually I don't like the huge dowel. I think I'll find a dowel to fit that hole. That's going to be easier, isn't it? So I've shaped this. Now this is really basic, but this is how they would have been 12th, 13th century still. Forgive that deal. God, my coping saw is rubbish. You've got to blame it, so blame something. So there you go. That's the shape. I mean, I could do a little bit more, but for now that will do, because I've got some editing to do. Just one more thing, and so the next job will be to put a 1/8 of an inch groove right the way up there, which will take the bolt. Okay, and the way I'm going to do that will be with this lovely little old school tool here, and just make a little mark there, and if I turn that round and that sits in exactly the same place, oh gosh, it's not much, but I can't let that go. It's going to be absolutely perfect. That's going to make a difference to you know, the actual accuracy of this machine. So 1 week on, it's raining still out there. It's been pretty dodgy all weekend, but here I am back down with the old crossbow. Now I just want to mention that this is an instruction video on how to make the crossbow. I'm following somebody that I saw online called Backstreet Bowyer, American guy, absolutely brilliant. It's really, if you want to make one of these, then follow him. Don't follow me. You can follow me and see if just some normal person can actually make such a lovely thing with the basic knowledge and basic tools. And so this is where we are. I've just run this groove down here. Now this is going to accept the bolt. I think I need to go a little bit deeper there, but it's in the center, which, as I said, is very important to have that nice and straight. I've put a little bit of a shape on here, just at the butt of the stock, because it just looked a bit square, and at the moment it's pretty basic, but I'm going to whittle away on that and until it looks well, professional, hopefully. Then also, all right, now I was talking about the dowel here, 1/2 inch hole. That's what he says, and a 1/2 inch is where it is. And I had sort of 9/16 or something dowel, but a neighbour of mine kindly gave me a little bit of aluminium. It's hard aluminium, 1/2 inch, and I've cut that so that basically when this is underneath, because the trigger will come from there and pull that up. When you pull the trigger, that will push this up, and it just wants to be flush with the top, so it pushes the cord off of there and wallop straight down, and away it goes, hopefully. So as I say, this isn't an instructional video. It's just I want to get this made and get out there and talk more about sieges, as I did with my trebuchet. Really, you know, the role that the crossbow played in such sieges, and I'm mostly have an excuse to destroy something else that I absolutely loathe. Anyway, I think it's time to actually pop a little bit of wood dye on there and make it look as if it's not a cheap old piece of pine. And as I say, go on and see Backyard Bowyer. Absolutely brilliant. He goes through everything absolutely precise, exactly the hole diameters, the distance, everything needs to be away. And then he talks about this Schedule 40 water pipe, which equivalent to us I think is E grade, and it's something I've got to look into. And he uses 1/2 inch and inch pipe, and he heats it up and he squashes it for the triggers, and he uses an inch pipe for the bow stave here, and he squashes the ends, and you know, it's just mostly never going to work, and I'll go out and buy one, but oh, you know, it's keeping me off the streets. Okay, well, it's not perfect, but I'm no carpenter. Look, oh, this is fun. Yes, love it. I'm using rosewood. I think it's Indian, yeah, Indian rosewood. It's, look at that, it's going on quite nicely actually. Fantastic. And it's you get good coverage. Now the other great thing about this this guy is, of course, he's from the States, which is wonderful, and of course they use good old Imperial, so you'll find that every hole and every drill point is all in good old inches and 8ths and 16ths, and we love that. And if you don't, well, you know, you can convert. Well, that's part one. It's all stained. I'm hanging there, just drying away really, and I'll look forward to making a part 2 when I find this E-grade plastic and try and squash it and you know, make it into those wonderful shapes that he seems to do so easily. We shall see.